I was worried about traveling to Honduras because of safety concerns, and then I discovered the safest and easiest place in Honduras to visit. This is Copan. I'll run through what I did in Honduras, discuss the safety concerns, and then discuss transportation to and from Honduras. This video will also show a lot of footage from my trip and from the town itself, so if you're curious to learn about a unique part of the world, keep watching. There are three main things to do in Copan. The first is to visit the Copan Ruins. The second is to enjoy the wildlife and birds, and the last is to enjoy the town itself, which is beautiful. So by far the most popular attraction in Copan is the Copan Ruins, and this is where the town gets its name. However, look, I was a bit skeptical because I have seen a lot of Mayan ruins, but these were really cool. And especially after just visiting Tikal, which is a famous Mayan ruin in Guatemala, I thought there's no way that a smaller ruin could be better. But the reason why I like these ruins is there weren't as many people there, it's much less organized, and it's significantly less restored in particular sections. So you feel like you're not just following a tourist trail. That said, it is set up for tourists and you will see other people there, but because of the size of the complex, you can easily walk on unrestored sections or by yourself and actually explore it a bit more, get a bit more hands-on on the ruins. Now the second thing I did in Copan, which actually really surprised me, was to see some wildlife. Within the Copan Ruins, there's actually a lot of birds as well as other animals. In particular, there's the scarlet macaws and they're flying around the grounds. Well, this actually leads into the second attraction, which is Macaw Mountain. Now this was set up in 2001 and it's an animal reserve aiming to reintroduce the macaws back into the region. They've successfully done this and a lot of these birds are actually flying around the ruins, which along with the jungle scenery and the ancient Mayan ruins just makes for a beautiful scene. All of the birds that you will see at the reserve, if you choose to visit, were either rescues or were born at the centre. And the centre itself is definitely worth a visit to see the birds and to learn more about them. And you can get pretty close to them and they're pretty scary because of how big they are, but I had a great time. The last thing to do in Copan is to enjoy the small city centre. Look, it is really small, but the streets are super cute, lots of cafes, great coffee, and it's a great place to spend a few hours, so don't forget to try a local beer and enjoy the Honduran food, particularly if you're only spending a few days in Honduras. Now, just to touch on safety concerns, you meet a lot of travelers in Central America who don't go to Honduras. There's rumors, which are potentially justified if you look online, about drug-related crime in parts of Honduras. So most tourists don't go to the vast majority of Honduras. The exception is a few places. One is Copan, and the other is the Caribbean islands of Roatan and Utila, which are very popular for diving. It is possible other areas in Honduras are safe, but they're not commonly visited. Copan, however, is certainly safe and it's definitely on the tourist trail, so don't feel any concern about visiting this wonderful spot. It was really straightforward to get to Copan. I was in Santa Ana in El Salvador and simply took a $50 shuttle each way. It cost $50 and it took around 5 to 6 hours. You can also go from Antigua in Guatemala and it should be a similar time and cost. Thanks for watching, I hope it was interesting. I'm an Aussie traveller travelling full time who just loves going to strange places, and I've got lots of time and I'll be documenting my trips, so let me know if you find this type of thing interesting. At the moment I'm in Latin America, but next year I'll be in the Middle East, hoping to visit places like Iraq, Iran, and who knows where. Cheers.